From Hopkins High School, ParkTV Sports presents the 2016 Section 6 AA Boys Soccer Tournament featuring the St. Louis Park Orioles and the Hopkins Royals. Hi everybody, I'm Howard Luloff, welcoming you to the first of two Section 6 AA soccer tournament games right here on ParkTV. The boys are first up as the sixth-seeded St. Louis Park Orioles out of the Metro West Conference come into the Section 6 AA quarterfinal game with a record of 3 wins, 10 losses, and 2 ties. The Hopkins Royals, the number 3 seed out of the Lake Conference, come into section play with a record of 7 wins, 7 losses, and a couple of ties. One of them was to the St. Louis Park Orioles on October 1st, right here at the Hopkins Stadium. The boys tied the Royals 2-2. The officials for the game are Jack Chen, Matt Tiano, and Bryce Brocken, and we are underway. That's Tim Maupin for the Orioles, taken by Ian Eunice for the Royals. That's Andy Barris. Barris in the corner. Barris sends it over toward Eunice, goes off of Miguel Ocampo, and it will be a corner kick for the Royals, 25 seconds into the first half. We're glad you can join us from Hopkins High School, and that was not a corner kick. There's a centering pass, but it goes into a St. Louis Park defender. Kicked up by Zinedine Creighton, one of 6 sophomores for veteran head coach Chato. And it will go out of bounds 52 seconds into the first half. For those of you just tuning into high school soccer for the first time, there are 2 40-minute halves. The clock only stops for injuries and if a goal is scored. There's the kick by Luis Sanchez in the net for the Orioles. Maupin racing for the ball, and it will go out of bounds. Well, one of our colleagues here at ParkTV 16 is the tournament director for the Section 6 AA tournament, Ira Gerwitz. Ira is in the other booth on the far right, looking over the action and hopefully passing on some scores. As we will take a look at the bracket coming up when the ball goes out of bounds, and it will go out of bounds. 38-18 to go in the first half. Taking a look at the bracket in Section 6 AA, the winner will play the Cooper Minneapolis Washburn winner. If Washburn wins, they will play at Minneapolis Washburn on Saturday. On the upper bracket, the number 1 seed, Wayzata Trojans, take on the Armstrong Falcons. And it's the Battle of Minneapolis as Southwest takes on South at Minneapolis Roosevelt. Now, the reason they're playing at Minneapolis Roosevelt is the South Field does not have lights. So they're playing the game at Minneapolis Roosevelt. And that goes off of Zach Coette. Goes past Ocampo and played by Charles Schubel. Now it's Weah. Goes off of Sanchez. Good save by Luis Sanchez. Sanchez taking over the goalkeeping duties when Felix Hengel left the team. They also used William Phelan in goal. Now it's Ocampo for the Orioles. Maupin goes past Zinedine Creighton. And Schubel, it will be a throw-in for the Royals, which will be taken by Logan Hoffman. Goes off of Maupin. Now it's Ocampo going through a couple of Hopkins defenders. It will go into the Hopkins bench. It will be a throw-in for the Royals. 36-28 to go in the first half. Now it's Creighton for the Orioles. Creighton being defended by Danny Mydra. It will be a throw-in for the Orioles, who have had a lackluster season under the veteran leadership of head coach Chato. a record of 3 wins, 10 losses, and a couple of ties. The wins came against Armstrong in the opening game of the season, played in Plymouth. The other came at home against Armstrong's district rival, the Cooper Hawks. And the third win came in September in western Wisconsin against the New Richmond Tigers. Last season, New Richmond played at St. Louis Park. So it's the second year of a home-and-home series between St. Louis Park and New Richmond. It will be a free kick for the Royals, which will be taken by Evan Komschles, as Sanchez, playing on the left side of the net, makes the save. The Orioles have been beset by graduation losses and injuries that forced Chado to bring up a number of players from the junior varsity team. Many of them played in the regular season finale on October 8th against the Buffalo Bison. They wore their orange jerseys instead of their home white, which made it a little bit difficult to pick up the subs, because there were no numbers on the front of the uniform. As the ball is played off the chest of Sean Hunwardson, as Sanchez will hang on with 34:20 to go in the first half. Goes off of Andy Barris. Now it's Thomas Salamzadeh for the Orioles. Salamzadeh was also a late season call-up from the JV team. Now it's Maupin for the Orioles. Maupin defended by Barris. And goes off of Hunwardson. There is a long shot, but it goes over the net. I'm sure Ben Wolf would have been happy to have him on the football team, because that would have been a field goal. And speaking of the Oriole football team, they are still looking for their first win. And they will play a 5 o'clock game on October 14th, tomorrow night, at the Park Center Pirates. The Mill St. Margaret's will also be on the road, and they have a tough one against the second-ranked team in Class 5A, the Spring Lake Park Panthers. So both football teams will be on the road this coming Friday. And I'm sure, Paul, you're delighted that you're going to have a break with no football that night. Meanwhile, it's back to soccer. That's Fabio Leyva for the Orioles. Goes past Wea. Now it's Maupin for the Orioles. Sends it on the right side past Schubel. Goes off of Ocampo, and it will be a throw-in for the Orioles with 32:20 to go in the opening half. Zeros on the scoreboard. As Maupin will take the throw-in. The ball goes past Wea. And there is a foul on the play. The ball will go to St. Louis Park. It will be a free kick from around the 48-yard line. That's Miguel Ocampo, one of the co-captains for the Orioles. His father, Luis, is one of the assistant girls soccer coaches under veteran head coach Benji Kent. And we will see the girls around 7 o'clock. They will also be playing Hopkins. The girls have been on a roll after starting 0-3. Now it's Barris for the Royals. Barris double-teamed, knocked away by Maupin. The Orioles have not yet had a shot on goal, and there is a player down, and it will be Salamzadeh. There is also a yellow card. So on a yellow card, a player has to come out of the game. The yellow card going up against Hopkins. As we take another look at the yellow card, he was knocked down.
Number 8, Mitchell Levesque.
Mitchell Levesque is now in for Hopkins, because Eunice has to sit out the yellow card violation. Goes off of Barris. Now it's Ocampo trying to get by a defender, which is Hunwardson. Over to Maupin. Maupin dribbles and sends it over to Zach Nell, to Ocampo. It will go out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in for the Orioles with 30:30 to go in a scoreless first half. Maupin will throw it in for the Orioles. Here comes an opportunity, but it will go over the net. First substitution
For
Ian Lockhart will come in for the Orioles. Lockhart, one of the senior captains for St. Louis Park, along with Miguel Ocampo. That's Schubel to Ocampo. Sends it out to Maupin. Now it's Sanchez playing out of the net. Sanchez with a long kick going toward midfield. Now it's Ocampo who sends it upfield. There's a 2-on-1 race for the ball. Here comes an opportunity. Goes off the crossbar. An opportunity for Zach Nelson, but it hit the top crossbar as we take another look. It goes over St. Clair and hits the top crossbar. The first opportunity for the Orioles, and it does not enter the net. That's Lockhart. And it will be a throw-in for St. Louis Park. By the way, if you would like to order a copy of tonight's Section 6AA boys soccer quarterfinal game, it's very easy to do. Go to www.parktv.org, or you can call our viewer hotline at 952-924-2631. That's 924-2631, where you can talk to our producer-director, Paul Broden, who's punching up the shots for tonight's game. 28:09 to go in the first half, and there are still zeros on the board. Goes over Midra, and it will be out of bounds on the throw-in for St. Louis Park with 27:46 to go in the first half. Hopkins got off to a good start this season, winning their first 3 games. Their other time was on October 6th, too, the Edina Hornets, as the clock will be stopped with a Hopkins player down. It will also be a free kick and a yellow card. The second yellow card on the Royals, as Nico Shirley will re-enter the game for Hopkins. Alexander Peterson will enter for St. Louis Park. Ian Lockhart will take a breather, as Levesque will go up against a 3-player St. Louis Park wall for a free kick. as play will resume. It will not be Levesque. There's a shot and it will go over the net for a goal kick. As Lockhart comes back in, Lockhart was the player who picked up the yellow card for St. Louis Park. 26:55 to go in a scoreless first half as more St. Louis Park fans enter the stadium. Goes past Creighton. Now it's Coet for the Royals. That's Maupin and Ocampo with 3 players on him in what looks like a triangle. But he got through the defense. That's Wea. Maupin sends it upfield. Fabio Leyva. Now it's Ocampo. Ocampo will send it upfield and take a shot. St. Clair will hang on. With 25:37 to go in the first half. The winner of this game will face the Minneapolis Washburn Cooper winner. The game played in South Minneapolis. Here comes Wea. Wea with a shot, goes off of Sanchez and deflected wide to the right. As we take another look at Wea's shot, goes through 3 Orioles and a deflection by Sanchez. It will be a corner kick for the Royals. And Sanchez will make another save. Luis Sanchez has played some outstanding defense in the net for St. Louis Park. That's Jacob Stillman for the Orioles. The header by Ocampo. Now it's Maupin for St. Louis Park. Dug out by Stillman. Stillman, a junior, could be a co-captain next season for St. Louis Park. Here comes an opportunity. A centering pass for Schubel. And St. Clair will make the save. 23:58 to go in the first half. Nothing on the scoreboard. As Ian Eunice will get ready to check in for Hopkins. Daniel Decker and Joshua Halper are getting ready to come in the game for St. Louis Park. Decker missed most of the season due to an injury. He is the son of Bob Decker, longtime coach in the St. Louis Park Youth Soccer Association. As Chata will send in a couple of more reserves into the game. Benjamin Klepfer and a number 11 that's not listed. As there have been numerous additions and subtractions this season for St. Louis Park.
Substitution for Hopkins Royals, coming on with the captain, Ian Eunice. And for St. Louis Park, we got number 3, Daniel Decker. Number 8, Josh Holfer. Number 11,
even the PA announcer doesn't have a number 11 listed. And we hope to get it as soon as possible. He's not even listed in the game program. I guess he wants to be kept anonymous. Meanwhile, there's 22:06 to go in a scoreless first half. That's Schubel. Goes past Mitchell Levesque. Now it's Barris. Barris sends it upfield. There's a centering pass intended for Weah, but it's broken up by the Orioles. And it will be a goal kick for St. Louis Park, taken by Sanchez. 21:20 to go in the first half. He will send it deep. And headed by Hunwardson. Now it's the mystery number 11. If anybody has the identity of number 11, please forward it to the press box. We'd love to have his name mentioned, just like the other fine young gentlemen in today's game. It will be a throw-in for Hopkins. As the ball will go out of bounds, and it will be a corner kick. It'll be a corner kick for the Royals. Broken up by Ocampo. There's a shot, but it goes into traffic. As Sanchez races out of the net, and he makes the save. A good save by Luis Sanchez. There's a race for the ball, 2-on-1. St. Clair playing right side out of the net will make the save. As we pass the halfway mark of the first half, 19:25 to go. As both teams have played outstanding defense in the first 20-plus minutes of the first half. Barris. There's a centering pass, but knocked away by the Orioles. It looked like it was Ian Lockhart. Sanchez will make the save. Another good save by Sanchez. As Abadi Denifo is getting set to check in for St. Louis Park. That's Weah. But it will go out of bounds, and it will be a goal kick for the Orioles. 18 to go in the first half. With both St. Louis Park and Benilde St. Margaret's football teams on the road and soccer heading into the home stretch, one sport that will be coming up early next week on ParkTV will be girls high school volleyball. As the St. Louis Park Orioles wrap up the regular season by hosting the Bloomington Kennedy Eagles right here on ParkTV. There's Barris for the Royals. Barris defended by Beaton. Correction, that was Decker. Decker wore number 1 in the early part of the season, but was switched to 3 as Abadi Denifo will come in for the Orioles. 17:09 to go in the first half. As the clock will stop with an Oriole player down. If it's 14, it looks like it's Antonio Olivos Reyes. The athletic trainer comes out for Hopkins. As injuries have plagued the Orioles in 2016. As Reyes will come off the field. Meanwhile, there's a number 44 who's in the game for Hopkins. It is Hayden Salargo. And we thank the PA announcer with the program for all the information. Hayden Salargo. He is an addition to the program for head coach Justin Hegre. As we're down to 16:38 to go in the first half. There's Weah, defended by Decker. It will go out of bounds and it will be a throw-in for Hopkins, who got off to a 3-0 start. And late in the season, they've gone 0-5-2. At one point, the Royals had a 7-2 record, but they hit a bit of a speed bump late in the season. And Sanchez plays way out of the net on the right side, and he will make the save. $15:43 to go in the first half. There's a shot that goes upfield. Here comes an opportunity. There's a shot wide to the left of St. Clair that was taken by Denifo. As we take another look at the shot by Denifo.
Number 5 coming on for St. Louis Park, Zinedine Croughton.
As Zinedine Creighton returns for St. Louis Park. Creighton was one of the few underclass players who played in the season finale against Buffalo. As Chado played a predominantly senior lineup on senior day.
Thad Roberts.
Thad Roberts is in along with Logan Hoffman for the Royals. That's Barris. Barris double teamed. There will be a foul on the Orioles. It will be a free kick for St. Louis Park. 14:14 to go in the scoreless first half. There's a long kick going upfield. There's Lockhart. Lockhart sends it upfield. Here comes an opportunity. It will go over the net. Going over Ryan St. Clair, a goal kick for the Royals. As we take another look at the goal kick. Bounces over Lockhart and picked up by Weah. Weah 2-on-1. Goes off of Maupin. Now it's Barris for the Royals. defended by Ocampo. It will be a throw-in for St. Louis Park. 13 minutes to go in the first half. As Hunwardson gets set to return to the game for Hopkins. Goes for Weah, but goes off of, looks like it was Decker, and it was Decker. As Sanchez plays out of the net, it will be a corner kick for the Royals. As Hunwardson returns to the game for Hopkins with 12:20 to go in the first half. A good turnout tonight at the Hopkins Stadium. There's a corner kick, Weah with the header, and it goes over the net and caught by one of the ball boys. They're getting a workout too in this quarterfinal game. Sanchez sends it upfield. Now it's Ocampo. Stillman. Eunice. Now it's Salargo for the Royals. Sanchez playing deep out of the net. At least he got back quickly. Now it's Stillman. Defended by Thad Roberts. Klepfer. And it will be a throw-in for the Orioles. Maupin will take the throw-in. Headed by Stillman. There's a shot and St. Clair will hang on. Maupin goes over to Ocampo. Ocampo sends it right side toward Dedefoe. Now it's Creighton with a shot, goes nowhere. Stillman tries to regain possession, but goes into a couple of Hopkins Royals, and it will be a goal kick with 9:50 to go in the first half. Hopkins High School was the site for one of the most memorable moments in St. Louis Park soccer history. In the Class AA quarterfinals in 2008, the #1 seeded Apple Valley Eagles took down the unseeded St. Louis Park Orioles. And St. Louis Park upset top-seeded Apple Valley 1-0. Andrew Johnson scored the only goal for the Orioles. St. Louis Park would defeat Bloomington Jefferson in a shootout in the semifinals at the Metrodome and lose to the Osseo Orioles in the Class AA championship game, also at the Metrodome. One of the most memorable moments in St. Louis Park boys soccer history. Now it's Creighton for the Orioles. With 8:46 to go in the first half. Nothing on the scoreboard. All zeros. Ocampo double teamed. Ocampo on the right side tries to center it, but it will head for Nicholas Beaton. Now it's Decker. Decker sends it over to Dedefoe. Now it's Creighton for the Orioles. as Mydra gets ready to return for the Royals. And there's a header and another header by Hopkins. Now it's beaten. A right side save from St. Clair. 7:54 to go in the first half. As the Orioles regain possession. Goes for a combo but taken by Roberts. Now it's Wia racing for the ball as Decker. And it looks like it's going to be a foul. As it looks like Hunwardson is down. With Mydra coming into the game for the Royals with 7:10 to go in the first half as the official stops the clock. With Ben Klepfer coming off for St. Louis Park. And coming into the game is Fabio Leyva. Clock stopped with 7:08 to go in the first half. And play restarts. It will be a throw-in for Hopkins. The number one seeded Wayzata Trojans are unbeaten in 16 games this season with a record of 13 wins, 0 losses, and 3 ties. A successful season for head coach Dominic Duenas and the Wayzata Trojans. As it will be a goal kick for St. Louis Park. It will be a corner kick. Goes off of Sanchez. There's a race for the ball. Maupin tries to go for it, but it ends up going out of bounds. .5:45 to go in a scoreless first half as Eunice will take the corner kick for the Royals. And there's a header that goes wide to the left of Sanchez. It will be a goal kick for the Orioles. And he sends it high and headed by Dedefov. Lockhart. Wea on defense. Wea heads up field, and it will go into the net. Clarence Wea sends it to the left side of Luis Sanchez, and the Royals take a 1-0 lead as he just took another look at the goal by Clarence Wea at 35-24 to put Hopkins ahead 1-0.
Hopkins Royals. First goal scored by Clarence Wea, number 11.
Clarence Wea credited for the goal. Wea is a freshman. And he showed tremendous speed and put the ball past the left side of Luis Sanchez into the net to give Hopkins a 1-0 lead. That's Maupin. As we're down to 3:50 to go in the first half. Goes for Leyva, but Sanchez playing out of the net on the left side will make the save. 3:28 to go in the first half. And it will go into the Oriole bench. Maupin will throw it in. Goes off of Denifo. As Sanchez plays out of the net and makes the save. 2:55 to go in the first half. That's Creighton. Creighton loses possession to Evan Comshiles. And there's a shot that goes wide to the left of St. Clair, with Andy Barris returning to the game for Hopkins.
Turning to the game, we have number 9, senior captain
And Sean
Andrew Barris.
Hunwardson taking a breather with 2:20 to go in the first half. A 1-goal lead for the Royals. Clarence Weah scoring the goal at 35-24. Goes off of Creighton and Maupin. Now it's Denifo for the Orioles. And Nicholas Beaton. Solargo. Creighton. Defended by Eunice. There's a shot off the crossbar. The second shot by St. Louis Park that has hit the upper crossbar but did not enter the net. 1:20 to go in the first half. As there's a foul in St. Louis Park, it will go to Hopkins. St. Louis Park getting a couple of tough breaks on balls that have hit the upper crossbar. As we're now in the final minute of the first half. Goes over Lockhart. Here comes Weah. Regains possession and goes into a couple of St. Louis Park defenders. 36 seconds to go in the first half. Goes off of Comshiles and out of bounds, headed for the softball field. 20 seconds left. Ocampo. St. Clair with the save. As the first half winds down at Hopkins High School. And that will do it for the first half in the Section 6AA Boys Soccer quarterfinal game. With the score, the Hopkins Royals 1, the St. Louis Park Orioles 0. We will take a break and we'll be back with the second half of the 2016 Section 6AA Boys Soccer quarterfinal game between the St. Louis Park Orioles and the Hopkins Royals. You're watching the 2016 Section 6AA Boys Soccer Tournament on ParkTV Sports.
Introducing a breakthrough in time management technology. A whole new day of the week. It's called Someday. Ingenious. Perhaps someday you were going to go skydiving. Enter a hot dog eating contest. Maybe ride a mechanical bull. Now, it's on the calendar. You may want to retire someday. Ready for that? You'll really want this. A My Social Security account at socialsecurity.gov. You can estimate your future benefits, plan for your retirement, and how to save for it. If you already receive benefits, you can manage them online. Millions of people already have a My Social Security account. In fact, someone opens one about every 6 seconds. Get yours today, because someday is here at socialsecurity.gov.
Howard Luloff back at Hopkins High School, where we're about to start the second half of the 2016 Section 6AA Boys Soccer quarterfinal game between the St. Louis Park Orioles and the Hopkins Royals. Clarence Weah scored the only goal of the first half at the 35-24 mark to put Hopkins ahead by 1, and that's where things stand. As the ball goes into the center of the field, and we're about to get underway with the second half. Hopkins goalkeeper Ryan St. Clair has a cousin who is in the stands for tonight's game, former St. Louis Park football player Curtis Olafson. Curtis is now the activities director at Groves Academy in St. Louis Park, where yours truly also does the public address announcing for their boys' basketball games. So welcome, Curtis. As the second half begins, Zach Nelson for St. Louis Park, 2-on-1. The ball knocked away by Nico Shirley. It will be a corner kick for the Orioles. 35 seconds into the second half. And St. Clair will hang on for Hopkins. He will send it high. Now it's Nelson. Here comes Weah, who has accounted for the only Royal goal. Weah goes upfield. Here comes a shot, and it goes wide to the left of Luis Sanchez. Shot taken by Zach Coette. As we take another look at the shot by Coette. A 1-goal lead for the Royals. As the St. Louis Park girls have entered the stadium and are watching in the stands before they head onto the field to face Hopkins in the game coming up around 7 p.m. There was also a foul on the play. It will go to Hopkins. It will also be a free kick that'll be taken by Comshiles. Comshiles taking the kick from the 43-yard line. Nelson sends it upfield. As it starts to get dark in Minnetonka. Hopkins High School located in Minnetonka, just over the border of St. Louis Park. There's Weah. And Barris. Barris defended by Maupin. There's a centering pass for Weah, but it goes wide to the right of Sanchez. Now it's Leyva. As Salamzadeh returns for St. Louis Park, he's waiting until there's a dead ball. St. Clair will hang on. 36-18 to go in regulation. 1-goal lead for Hopkins. That's Stillman. Centers to Nelson. Taken by Coet. Now it's Maupin. It will be a goal kick. As Salamzadeh awaits his return for the Orioles. And he will return. Lockhart will take a break.
Coming off for St. Louis Park, we have number 22. Thomas Salamzadeh.
It will be a goal kick for Hopkins, who went on a 7-2 season start until losing 5 of their last 6 games. 7-7-1 is the Royal. 7-7-2 is the Royal record. Orioles record 3-10-2. It will also be a throw-in for the Orioles. 34:50 remaining in regulation. That's Ocampo. And Beaton goes off of Cobb Shiles, and it will head out of bounds. As Cobb Shiles will set the ball up for Hopkins. Goes off of Coet. And out of bounds. Salamzadeh will throw it in for St. Louis Park. Now it's Leyva. Ocampo. Back to Ocampo. Here comes Beaton trying to center the ball. And he does to Creighton. Goes by Wea. Salamzadeh races for the ball, but it goes out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in for St. Louis Park. Taken by Salargo. Here comes Barris. Barris defended by Decker, and it goes way wide to the left of Sanchez. It will be a goal kick for the Orioles. 33 minutes to go in regulation time. Here comes Nelson. Nelson has an opportunity, but it's knocked away by Nico Shirley. It will be a goal kick for the Royals as St. Clair sends it high. Goes over Salargo and picked up by Leyva. Now it's Logan Hoffman for Hopkins. And it will go out of bounds. 32:10 left in regulation time. A 1-goal lead for the Royals. Clarence Wea, the freshman, scoring the only goal at the 35-24 mark. And it's Wea with the ball for the Royals. And it's Wea going past Beaton. And Sanchez will make the save. as the moon starts to come out over Hopkins High School. The lights are already on. Now it's Ocampo double teamed. Goes off of Maupin. Maupin regains possession. Sends it upfield. And it will go out of bounds with 30:58 to go in regulation time. On October 1st, St. Louis Park and Hopkins met right here at the stadium. And the boys tied 2-2. The girls were also in action, and nobody scored a goal. A 0-0 tie. As there is a whistle, there will be a free kick taken by St. Louis Park and Daniel Decker. Daniel's brother Chris was a member of the Oriole varsity. Here's an opportunity, but St. Clair hangs on. A good save by Ryan St. Clair as we take another look at the save by Ryan St. Clair. As he goes to the right side and sprawls onto the field to make the save. 29.5 minutes to go in regulation time. There's Weah. Weah with an opportunity, but it's broken up by Salamzadeh. And it will go out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Royals. Coet will attempt to throw it for Hopkins. Now it's Park on the attack. Here comes Weah. Weah with a shot. A one-handed save by Sanchez. Another outstanding save by Luis Sanchez. Here comes a shot, goes into traffic and past Maupin. And do we have a replay of that last shot, Paul? And we do. We will take another look at that one-handed save as Sanchez sticks out his right hand at the crossbar and bats it away. Sanchez has kept the Orioles in the game. Now it's Beaton. Beaton sends it upfield. Now it's Fabio Leyva. Racing for the ball is Dedefo, but it goes out of bounds with 27.5 minutes remaining in regulation time. As we take one more look at that save. Sanchez getting a piece of it. Now it's Ocampo. Ocampo sending it upfield. Now it's Nelson. Goes by Creighton. Back to Ocampo. Ocampo's shot is saved by St. Clair. St. Clair, a senior. One of 5 seniors on the Royals. as Klepfer and Halper are about to return for St. Louis Park. As the fans are calling to stop the clock, and the clock is stopped with 26:16 remaining. As Solargo seems to be injured on the play. He will come out of the game. Looks like it's not serious, as Sean Hunwardson will return for the Royals. But it doesn't look like anything serious. It will also be a free kick for the Royals, who are up by 1 on a goal from Clarence Weah, with 4:36 remaining in the opening half. Goes by Klepfer. Now it's Ocampo. Ocampo, whose father Luis is one of the girls' soccer assistants to head coach Benji Kent, along with Brad Brubaker and Stephanie Aumann. There is also a whistle on the play. There will also be a free kick. There were 2 yellow cards in the first half, 1 on each team. None so far in the second half, as there is 25:25 to go in regulation, with Eunice getting set for the free kick. Eunice sends it upfield. There's a header. Sanchez on the right side makes the save. Goes off of Halper. Now it's Maupin. Maupin near midfield. Stillman. Jacob Stillman for St. Louis Park. Here comes an opportunity. There's a shot. They score. It looked like it was Mitchell Levesque as we take another look. We take another look at the goal coming on the right side of Sanchez. It was Andy Barris with a second goal for Hopkins, coming at 55-32.
And it's 2-0 to Hopkins Royals. A goal scored by senior captain number 9, Andrew Barris.
Andy Barris getting credited for the goal at 55-32. It is now a 2-goal lead for the Royals, as St. Louis Park now has an uphill battle to climb. They have to find the offense and get some scoring opportunities. And there was also a yellow card. The yellow card will go against Beaton, so he will have to come out of the game. It was correction was on Hopkins.
44, Hayden Solargo.
Weah was credited for the yellow card, so Solargo is back in as Weah has to come out on the yellow card violation.
Here in my press box, I have a wall that has been found near concession. This is olive green. Wall of the make is by Eagle Creek. Give yourself a pat down.
There is a high kick going by Salamzadeh, and he makes the header with 23:22 to go in regulation time. 2-goal lead for the Royals. Andy Barris scoring the goal from the right side at 55-32. Goes past Coette. Now it's Solargo. Going by Dedefo. The ball remains in bounds. And headed upfield by Salamzadeh. Now it's Creighton for the Orioles. Creighton looking to pass to an orange jersey, but it goes out of bounds with 22:23 remaining in the game. Maupin will throw it in for the Orioles. Now it's Salamzadeh. Maupin sends it upfield, and St. Clair will make the save. He will send it upfield. Now it's Creighton going through a couple of defenders. Ocampo loses the ball to Comshiles, and there's a whistle and a foul. With 21:26 remaining in regulation. Goes off of Decker. Now it's Maupin. There's Beaton. Beaton sends it back to Salamzadeh. Back to Beaton. Ocampo sends it out of bounds with 20:40 remaining in the game as Levesque returns for the Royals. And Barris will depart. Barris possibly putting the exclamation point on the game for the Royals, who now have a 2-goal lead. And the trip to the semifinals on Saturday afternoon against the winner of the Cooper-Washburn game. Which is being played on 50th Street between Lyndale and Nicollet Avenues. Antonio Olivas Reyes is about to return for the Orioles. And a reminder once again, if you would like to order a copy of this 2016 Section 6AA Boys Soccer quarterfinal game, go to www.parktv.org or call our viewer hotline at 952-924-2631. Where you can also watch games on demand on the ParkTV website at parktv.org. Goes off of Salamzadeh. Now it's Decker who sends it upfield. Goes off of Comshiles. As St. Clair plays out of the net. It will be a goal kick. Time now to take a look at the top 10 in Class AA boys soccer. Number 1, the Stillwater Ponies. Second is Wyzetta. Eastridge is third. The Park Center Pirates are fourth. Edina is fifth. Lakeville North is sixth. North St. Paul is seventh. Minnetonka is eighth. St. Cloud Tech is ninth. And rounding out the top 10 is the Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars as Olivios Reyes returns for St. Louis Park. St. Louis Park played 3 of the top 10 teams during the season and went 0-3, losing to Wyzetta 1-0 at home, as well as St. Cloud Tech, and then losing on the road to the Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars, which was coached by the veteran Dan Storling, only the second head coach in Jefferson history. The first was Don Switzer. Dan Storling has maintained a solid program at Jefferson. Reyes swings and misses. It looked like he fanned on the ball. As there's a race for the ball, Salamzadeh. Now it's Ocampo for the Orioles. Coet. Ocampo to Olivos Reyes. Centers the ball to Klepfer. And a high kick. Goes past Salamzadeh. Decker sends it upfield, intended for Lockhart. But there is a whistle on the play. And it will be a free kick. 15:47 to go in regulation. As Decker will attempt the free kick for St. Louis Park. A reminder to stick around for the varsity girls game. Also a Section 6AA quarterfinal between St. Louis Park and Hopkins, about 20 to 30 minutes, as St. Clair will make the save. Ryan St. Clair has played an outstanding game in the net for the Royals, as he made the save on the left side. Here comes an opportunity for Stillman. Stillman with a shot. St. Clair with a one-handed save on the left side. As we take another look at the save, as St. Clair sticks out his right hand and steers the ball to the right side, denying Stillman the opportunity to cut the lead to 1. As Leyva returns, as well as Zach Nelson. That's Denifo for the Orioles. Headed by Klepfer. There's an opportunity. They score! There's a header. It looks like it will go to Zach Nelson. But unfortunately, the goal was disallowed because of an offside call. As St. Louis Park is not getting any breaks tonight. 2 balls went off the crossbar, and now a goal disallowed because of an offside call. The 9, Zach Nelson, the opportunity to cut the lead to 1. As St. Clair will send it high. Now it's Klepfer for the Orioles. Here's Dedefa. Goes off of Levesque. We are back, by the way. We had to turn the lights on in the press box. It is getting dark outside as well as in the box. So it's a little difficult to see as Barris returns for the Royals. Barris with the second Royal goal, the 55-32 mark, to give the Hopkins Royals a 2-goal lead. 11:43 to go in the game. Nelson. And there's an opportunity for Levesque. And there's a shot. Sanchez turns it away. Another outstanding save from Luis Sanchez as we take another look at the save from Sanchez. There is a high shot. Sanchez gets his right hand on the ball and steers it away. 10:57 to go. We've seen some outstanding goaltending tonight for both Hopkins and St. Louis Park. St. Clair for the Royals, Sanchez for the Orioles. As a couple of players are down, Comshiles for the Royals is one of them. There's a high kick. And it will be a goal kick for, it will be a corner kick for St. Louis Park, taken by Ocampo. He sends it high. Goes off of St. Clair. Another save from St. Clair, who gets back into the net. Now it's Reyes. Goes for Nelson, but it goes wide and out of bounds. And another corner kick. As Jacob Rosenblum enters the game for the Royals. Rosenblum seeing his first action of the evening. 9.5 minutes to go as the official stops the clock. This year, for the first time in 2 years, the state soccer tournament returns inside to the new U.S. Bank Stadium after playing outdoors a couple of seasons on the campus of St. Cloud State University. The new home of the Minnesota Vikings will also be the site of the Prep Bowl, returning to its usual 2 days after Thanksgiving time slot. As Maupin will throw it in for St. Louis Park. 8:51 remaining in the game. That's Decker going for Nelson, but St. Clair plays out of the net to make the save. sends it high and goes over Olivos Reyes. It will be a free kick for the Royals. Taken by Eunice. Eunice was on the free kick. Now it's Klepfer for St. Louis Park. 7:50 to go. As time is beginning to run out on the St. Louis Park boys soccer season. Now it's Ocampo. It will be a throw-in for the Orioles. $7:10 to go. The winner plays Saturday afternoon. If Washburn beats Cooper, the game will be played in Washburn at Minneapolis Washburn High School in Minneapolis. St. Clair will send it high, going past Leyva.
That's $5 from each of you. Bring it on down here.
As St. Clair plays out of the net and makes the save. 6:27 remaining in regulation time. As Eunice will take the free kick. There's Barris. Has it broken up. Goes off of an Oriole defender. It will be a corner kick. Will not be a corner kick. Barris hits the left side of the net and Sanchez will hang on. 5:15 remaining in the game. That's Hunwardson. Salamzadeh will attempt the free kick. Now it's Klepfer to Leyva. Leyva sends it left side to Olivos Reyes. Tries to center the ball, but it's intercepted by Comschles. 4:27 to go. A corner kick for the Orioles. St. Clair with a save. Ryan St. Clair having an outstanding game in the net for the Royals. Now it's Rosenblum. Regains possession but doesn't. Headed upfield. 3:54 to go. As it looks like Henry Hughes will enter the game for the Royals. Hughes, another late roster addition for the Royals, as head coach Justin Hegre is sending in the reserves with the Royals up by 2 with 3:15 to go. As Ocampo goes down, there will be a foul on the Royals. A free kick for St. Louis Park. 2:50 remaining as Olivos Reyes will attempt the free kick. There's Olivos Reyes. St. Clair with a save. As he gets back quickly into the net, the ball goes wide to the right with 2:34 to go. As a Hopkins player is down, that will stop the clock. With 2:26 in regulation as we take another look at the play. As we find out the player who comes off the field due to an injury. As Eunice returns for the Royals. The injured player is Hunwardson. They put some time back on the clock, which is now 2:33. Solargo is also in for the Royals. The ball remains in bounds, picked up by Decker, and it will go out of bounds. It will be a corner kick for the Orioles with 2 minutes to go in the game. Goes over Olivos Reyes. Played off the chest of Decker's chest, and it will also go out of bounds. It will be a corner kick attempted by Olivos Reyes. And St. Clair will make the save, but he loses the ball. And play is whistled dead. And it looks like there's a bit of a scrum to the left side of the net. St. Clair gets up with 1:31 to go. A little bit of rough play near the net, which will also be a yellow card. Doesn't look like it.
Hello. Game. We have
1:15 to go. There's Nelson sending it upfield. St. Clair will hang on.
Yeah, Bill, you know.
1:06 remaining. As we're now in the final minute of the season for the St. Louis Park Orioles.
St. Louis Park.
Nelson to Ocampo. Sends it high and over the net. 44 seconds to go as Hunwardson returns for Hopkins.
Hunwardson coming back on for the Royals.
Reminder once again, the Section 6 AA girls quarterfinal game between the same two teams, St. Louis Park and Hopkins, will be coming up approximately 20 minutes after the completion of this game.
It says it's on.
15 seconds to go. Maupin sends it upfield. as the Hopkins Royals have advanced into the Section 6AA semifinals, ending the St. Louis Park Orioles
There we
season.
have it, ladies and gentlemen. A full time score for this evening.
The
Hopkins
final
Royals
score,
2,
the Hopkins
St. Louis
Royals
Park
2,
Orioles
the
0.
St. Louis Park
And
Orioles
this season,
nothing.
Hopkins
The
Royals will be
season
playing
comes
either
to an end
Minneapolis,
for
Washington,
the
or
St. Louis
Robbinsdale
Park
Cooper
Orioles.
next match.
Here's a recap of the Section 6AA quarterfinal
Excuse
boys
me, so
soccer
it
game
seems
between
like
St.
Hopkins
Louis
Royals will be
Park
playing Washburn
and
in the
Hopkins.
next game.
Defense was the story earlier in the
And if
first
you're
half,
still looking
as
for a wallet anywhere,
a couple of outstanding saves from
just
both
olive
goalkeepers,
green,
Louis
Eagle
Sanchez
Creek.
of St. Louis Park and Ryan
Give us
St.
something to
Clair
pat down,
of
see if you have
Hopkins.
it. If you don't,
Hopkins
come
got
see
the
me.
first goal with
I'll give it
4:36
to
to
you
go in the opening half.
have a good night.
A left side goal
Drive
from
safe.
Clarence Weah to lead 1-0, and then it was also the halftime score. The Royals
Well,
added a
Chipper.
second goal when Andy Barris scored from the right side at 55-32. And that would be the end of the scoring. The Hopkins Royals advancing into the Section 6AA semifinal Saturday afternoon. If Washburn wins the game will be played at Minneapolis Washburn High School. The Hopkins Royals advancing with a win and a record now of 8 wins, 7 losses, and 2 ties. The St. Louis Park Orioles season comes to a close with a record of 3 wins, 11 losses, and 2 ties. They will graduate Daniel Decker, Jacques Miguel Ocampo, Ian Lockhart, Zachary Nelson, Tim Maupin, and Louis Sanchez, but they'll have a lot of players coming back next season, including Jacob Stillman and Zinedine Creighton, so the future will look pretty bright for head coach Chado, as well as a returning goalkeeper in William Phelan. For our producer-director, Paul Broden, and the rest of our ParkTV 16 crew, this is Howard Luloff saying goodbye and reminding you once again the final score in the Section 6AA Boys Soccer quarterfinal game. The Hopkins Royals 2, the St. Louis Park Orioles nothing. The season coming to a close for the St. Louis Park Boys. Stay tuned for the Section 6AA Girls quarterfinal game, which will be coming up. So long, everybody.